What up, everybody? It's Higgins here yet again on the Muzzle Front LLC channel. We had a class last weekend, and as invariably always comes up in these classes, we had a long conversation about grip. Grip to me is more important than any Gucci piece of kit you have inside the gun. All of that kit is not going to make you a better shooter. It's just not. As a matter of fact, it will exacerbate problems that you actually already have. Going back to the topic, to me, if you don't have a hold of the gun, you're probably not going to be confident in the shot you're about to take with the gun. As a matter of fact, you probably shouldn't be confident in your ability to make the shot you need to make when you need to make it under stress and duress. Grip plays the largest part in that confidence. Grip plays the largest part in weapon retention as a whole. That's huge. Why is this relevant? Mouse guns. There's always a dude that shows up to class with a mouse gun. Let me explain a small thought process here first. When I teach these classes, it is not a prerequisite that you show up in like tactical TED stuff. If you wear that stuff in a job relation, if you've got that in your everyday life where you walk around with plate carriers and stuff, cool, show up to class with that. Usually what I do is class is generally Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday is a night portion, usually starts around 5 o'clock in the evening and runs till we're done. 7, 8 o'clock, depending on the class and the amount of jibber-jabbing we get to doing on different topics related to the training that we're going to be doing. So Friday night is usually just dry fire. It's snapping in, we do the medical brief, we do the course expectations, and then we get into dry fire. For that dry fire, I highly encourage everybody to run their EDC stuff. If you're running an appendix rig, if you're running a 6 o'clock or 3 o'clock or 4:30 or fucking wrist grip or whatever, run that. Run your EDC stuff. Get the reps in with that. A lot of people don't have the opportunity to run reps with their EDC stuff as often as they can. Dry fire is something you can do at home. Not enough people fucking do it. Saturday morning is generally more pistol work. Saturday afternoon, we put rifles into the game. And then Sunday, we do drills that require transitioning between the two. And that's the summation of the course right there, is to build the skill sets to work transitions in a safe, efficient, and combat effective way. Going back to the topic at hand, grip is super important. During those dry fire cycles with your EDC or stuff like that, we really do harp on grip and getting the draw proper. Grip doesn't start when the gun's in your hand. Grip starts in the holster. You grab that gun like you fucking mean it, then you pull the gun out of the holster. If you have to adjust your grip in some fashion, form, after you begin the stroke out of your holster, or once you begin clearing the holster, that holster is no good. Your holster should absolutely reinforce the object of getting the gun in your hand. That grip shouldn't require you like grab it this way, then adjust your grip, or kind of grab it and then push the gun down in your hand. And I say this because these are all things I've seen students doing, and the answer is generally, well, I don't have a good grip on it, or I can't grab it like that. Throw that holster in the fucking weeds. Get a different one. There's plenty of great holster makers out there that build your grip from the holster. That's what you want. When you have a mouse gun, I call a mouse gun anything that is like a subcompact firearm or smaller. I know it's hard to get into a smaller firearm than a subcompact, but in recent years, that's possible. In the past, a subcompact handgun was your Glock 26, your Glock 23, your Glock 27. That had a pretty chunky frame for you to get a good portion of your hand on. The prevalence today is like the Glock 43 or like the Smith & Wesson Shield or the 365 from SIG or I think they call it the Hellcat from XD. First off, Springfield should stick to building fucking 1911s. Stop trying to build other crap. Smith & Wesson should probably do the same thing. Go back to revolvers. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, the Mod 2 or whatever it is a great gun. It's better than a Glock. That's cool. I'm glad you have your opinion. That hinge trigger is still hot fucking garbage. But these subcompact, super packable guns, they're garbage. If you don't have a full grip on that gun, if you're like modifying your grip so that your pinky has somewhere to be, or you have to put an extended magazine in there just so your hand has somewhere to fucking live, it's defeating the whole purpose of the gun to begin with. Get a gun that fits your fucking hand. For me, a 19 is the smallest handgun I'm willing to hang on to. And even then, there's just a little bit of the meat of my hand that's just wanting to hang off there. And it's enough for me to go, bleh. There are grip frames out there for the 19 size gun that have mag wells on the bottom that kind of hike your hand higher into the web space or the back strap. Sorry. And that reinforces a proper grip. That's a good thing. You should absolutely be reinforcing a proper grip. This TLE2 is the smallest 1911 I'll carry. And it's, it's a pretty friggin' small gun. But it's an all-steel gun. It's pretty friggin' heavy. Plus, it's in God's caliber, and that thing's just expensive to feed. So I tend to stick with my 17 or my Glock 45. Again, I'm not a Glock fanboy. This is just what runs well for me. The 45 being a 17 frame with a 19 slide. And for me, the speed of that slide resetting and the full grip of that 17 is probably the best gun I've got. Next to my 34, which is not a packable gun. If you can't get your hand around that thing in a consistent manner every time you pick it up, regardless of what hand you throw it into, then you probably don't need that gun. You should probably be working grip with a different firearm. If your hand's hanging off, you're not going to feel that you shouldn't feel, if you're smart, you shouldn't feel confident in that grip. And you should absolutely look for a gun that fills your hand in an appropriate manner, is easy to pack, but is able to be manipulated in a responsible manner. If you have to wonder whether you've got the right grip or if you're going to feed a magazine into your hand and pinch your palm or pinch your finger, that's not a good gun. It's just not. Now, there's a lot of folks that are going to say things like, well, you're only going to need, civilian firearms encounters are only like 3 to 5 rounds. And you're 100% right. Most people can get away with a revolver. However, sometimes not everybody goes down with 5 rounds. Sometimes it takes 4 to put this guy down and there's still another dude over here. That's reality. If you need more rounds, you have to be able to carry more rounds. When you get into more rounds, you get away from revolvers and you get into semi-automatic firearms. The vast majority of malfunctions in semi-automatic firearms are magazine driven. So the easiest way to get rid of that malfunction is to rip the magazine out, clear the problem, put a fresh magazine in, rack the gun, and go back to doing business. Or you grab the gun and you beat your opponent half unconscious with it, thus ending the fucking threat. Whether you shoot him to put him down or you straight beat him down, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. But if you're going to hit him, it doesn't really matter how many rounds you got. Magazines are a thing that fails. So if you're carrying a magazine-fed firearm, you should probably have an extra magazine. And if you're planning on feeding that, and you have a mouse gun grip where you have to like do this weird tea kettle bullshit to feed your mag in so you don't pinch your soft, gentle hands, that's not the right gun. Get a different one. That's my 10-minute rant for the day. I hope you guys are having a great time. Get ready for the 4th of July, which is coming up. Be safe, be vigilant, and don't die. Don't add to the population, don't subtract from the population. Yada yada, yakety, motherfucking smackety. Deuces.